Hi everyone, welcome back. Someone wrote in and wanted to know if I ever refused to do a reading. I have refused to do many readings if they catch me on the spot. If I'm out and about and they know that I'm a medium and they approach me in a store or wherever and say, "Hey, do you see anybody around me?" I always tell them there's a time and a place. So I have refused doing a lot of readings that way. I'll tell them to give me a call and I'll gladly do a reading for them. But I don't like people to approach me when I'm out and about like that. I don't think I've ever refused anybody who set up a date and time and came for a reading. I've had many skeptics come, and if they're rude, if they're a little rude, I will remind them that I didn't call them; they called me. So I'd like them to be, respectful, considerate of me, and just allow me the opportunity to do what I do my, share my gift with them. And if they're not satisfied, certainly they don't have to pay for the reading. And sometimes I purposely won't charge a skeptic if they really have an emotional experience. Um, I just don't, because sometimes, it's very hard for me, and I think I've shared this with you before. It's hard for me to accept money for doing this work. But I'm not able to do anything else now because this has really taken over, a big part of my life. So I do charge many, but there's also many that I don't charge because I really do embrace this as a God-given gift, and I really don't. That's why I don't time my readings. It's hard for me to time a reading. It's hard for me to believe that if I do a 30-minute reading and then I'm supposed to charge more money like many out there do, it's hard for me to think how I would do that. I mean, would I say to Spirit, "Hey, step back," and then say to the people, "Okay, if you want me to continue, that'll be another $75." If they give me $75, then say to Spirit, "Okay, step back in." I have a hard time believing that Spirit works that way. I don't think we should ever dismiss Spirit, but that's just me. I understand that, I have the ability to, um, ability in the sense that I don't have to do 5 or 10 readings a day. This isn't how I support myself. I have, a wonderful husband who has supported me very nicely, taking care of our family all of our lives, and we're both retired now, and somewhat, and my husband gets a good pension, so I have the luxury of not having to do this to keep a roof over my head. There are people out there who have to do this, more than 1 or 2 readings a day, where I don't have to do that. So I will only do a reading, 1 reading, maybe 2 readings a day, and I don't time my readings, but I have the luxury to do that, so it's a little different than some. So I'm not criticizing those that do it. However, I really find it difficult to time a reading. It's just something that I just don't feel is the right thing for me to do. I just don't feel it's the right thing for me to do. But as far as refusing, that's the only time is when I'm out and about and somebody approaches me. I always say there's a time and a place, and I like to prepare before. I always pray and meditate before. So for me, it's not just, that's more like the psychics out there that, they'll tell you anything. They'll tell you you're going to get a new car, you're going to meet somebody, or you're going to get a better job, or you're going to sell your house, or you're going to move. It's all the same garbage is what I call it from most of the psychics out there. So I don't do that. But I don't refuse readings once they come and they set up a date and a time. But as far as people approaching me, yes, I have refused them. So I hope that answers your question. I know I went off the beaten path a little bit, as I always do, but I hope I answered your questions satisfactorily. And as always, I leave you in God's loving light.